So in my search for a new render engine to use with SketchUp, I came across some interesting plugins, and I actually really enjoy them. They make SketchUp become and feel like professional software. And they're very easy, very small plugins, and they're said not to work for the newest SketchUp versions, but that's not true. It does work. And Indexz, I think, was one of them. And it's here, yes. It's made by a developer, Zhou Xi. I don't know how to say that name. And this developer has with the edges made here, so you can work with the pencil on the edges like it's some type of texture. And I actually like that. It creates some architectural good view, and you can also see in this this render here how that can look when you work with it. But this developer also have two other plugins, Indexz and Magis, and they're made for urban planning mostly. And I installed them, and I would like to show them a little bit because I think they're really good. We can start with Indexz, which we have here. We already have it open here. And I haven't figured out how to change the settings for this data. But if we take something that is like a box here, a house, and we can just mark it like that, and then we get the height of it is 250 meters. And then it says that the floor height is 3 meters. I think floor height on 3 meters is a little bit too optimistic. If it was 4, it would be more like a rational way of doing it. 4.5 maybe, depending on how tall the building is and what you have in it. But 3 is maybe a little bit optimistic. But if it's 3 meters, then we will have like 83 floors. So it just calculates that, and it gives you then the area and stuff. I mean, it's not like you would really need it, but you get an understanding of the size very easily here, even though I would like to change this floor height. So that's something that hopefully, if there comes an update for newer SketchUp versions, that should be possible to manipulate. The other plugin is Edges. And it's here. I turn it on now, and you can see the change of the render here, and you can then work with the colors on your object. You can just pick a color here, and if I then put it in this mode, we will see the colors here, and I think that is actually quite good. You could work very much with that and get some quite artistic-like renders. And you can get them directly from SketchUp by just using the export function you have here, and you can just render this view you see. You can even put shadows on this, and I think that is actually quite well when you have shadows on this, and you can adjust the shadows, and you can work with this thing with the edges style like that. And you can work more with the styles in SketchUp to improve this even more. But there's another tool this developer also have made, which is maybe, I mean, I don't know how to say this. This is really great software. So I'm making a box here. I turn it into a group or a component like that. I can turn off the shadows here, and then when I transform all is the option. And then it's starting to make some objects for me, some house, some building, and then we can continue to transform this, and it just generates different variations of this. Not much happening. Maybe this building could have been something. It's a little bit like simplistic. I don't know, something that would be done 50s, 60s, or 70s in the US, and they built many of these buildings. But if you combine that with other blocks and you put them together, you can actually create on an urban level, as an urban designer, you can get something that looks quite interesting when you're putting these things together. It's all about being creative with this and getting these tools to generate some randomness for us. And I think this is actually quite interesting. So this developer has done something which is very interesting for the whole field of urban planning and using the tool SketchUp, as far as I see. So all these objects you see here is manipulated with this tool, and I think it actually is very interesting. So